Hello everyone, Ventrua back with yet another video, and this time we are gonna be talking about the Atlas in Path of Exile 2. So first things first, let's talk about how we earn points to spend on the Atlas. There's a quest called Cataclysm's Wake, and initially it makes you do 10 tier 1 maps, then 2 tier 2 maps, and so on, all the way until probably tier 15. I don't know, I'm on tier 14 step right now. But that is how you earn those points. Each of those quests gives you 2 points to spend on this skill tree, and I would like to talk about what I think is the best way of allocating it. So, in my opinion, the best thing to spend your points on is rares. Rare monsters in your maps and rare duplication. And on top of that, this keystone called Deadly Evolution that adds extra modifiers to your rares and uniques in your maps. So what I did is I went through this way to Twin Threads, and then I beelined it to Deadly Evolution and just respec later, as the Atlas respec is very cheap when you talk to Doriani. I actually was going for this Atlas even before GGG announced the rare monster changes, aka the insane amount of buffs we got for rare loot. So if you look here, the rarity bonus per rare mod has been doubled, 10% quantity per rare mod, and increase the chance of rare monsters inherently having more modifiers as you progress through the endgame. This is probably affecting me more than others because I'm assuming that this means in higher tier maps, let's say like tier 15 or whatever, it's way more common to get 4 modifier natural rares, which means we benefit more from these rarity and quantity bonus on each of those rares. Honestly, I feel like most of the loot in maps comes from rares and uniques, which is not necessarily a bad thing because they are definitely significantly harder than white and blue mobs, but it does make it very easy for me to decide what I want to spec on the skill tree, as I think those are the best options. The rest of the skill tree, I just went for a little bit of quantity and rarity, some effective modifiers, base stones tier, and a little bit of effective modifiers. Who played Path of Exile 1 knows that effective modifiers is a very strong stat, and it's still pretty good in Path of Exile 2, even though it is a little different. There's also something called map boss skill points, which you start obtaining at level 79 maps, which naturally I think is a tier 15. And then if you want more points, you have to do 80, 81, and the way you do those is you need to either corrupt your map into a tier 16 or find a map with a corruption or eradication from your tablet. So that's how you progress this tree. It needs to be 79, then 80, then 81, and then probably 82, 83 if I had to guess, but I haven't gotten past 6 out of 10. This just increases rarity, quantity, and chance to drop waystone from map bosses. I think those are the best. I could actually see going for Essence instead of either rarity or quantity, but I haven't really been focused on farming essences, so this is my skill tree for bosses. And last, I want to talk about the most broken node in my opinion that is currently available, and that is Sustained Siege. So the way you obtain this node is you have to defeat the Breach Lord in his domain, which requires 300 splinters to enter, and you put the Breach Stone into Realm Gate or near Atlas. The Breach itself for me was actually quite difficult because minion AI is not good in narrow pathways, but when I watched Alex clear it on Spark, it didn't look that bad, but your build needs to be at least decent to do this. The boss itself actually was quite easy for me. I'm not sure how it would be if I had less defenses, but I definitely didn't struggle at all. I tanked most of the mechanics that did like 2k damage to me at the time, and for our build, that's not really a problem. What this does though is it slows how breaches open and close, and because Path of Exile 2 breach were slightly different where it opens the more you kill, I would say this roughly doubled the amount of loot I get for each breach. It's quite insane on what it did for my rewards from breach, and honestly my build wasn't that great for breach before this node, but after this node, oh my god, it's just raining currency everywhere. I feel like Breach is currently the best mechanic as long as your build can handle it, and this node makes it even better. I'll make sure to include a quick showcase so you guys can check out how the Breach actually looks. I'm not gonna cherry pick a highlight, I'm just gonna take a random Breach and put it there. I think every breach gets roughly the same amount of loot. Sometimes you hire a few extra exalts or divine, but in general, the breach loot is quite crazy. And if you can open it a lot, kill a lot of monsters, especially rares, as breach does spawn rare monsters, combined with deadly evolution and the buffs that rare monsters recently received, it gets quite crazy. Anyways, I just wanted to make a quick overview because I get asked a lot on what I think is the best to spec on the Atlas. As someone who has been farming tier 15s now for a day, I think this is the most important nodes that you should go for, as long as your build can handle it. That is gonna be everything from me. If you enjoyed this type of content, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps a lot. And I will see you guys again next time. Have a great day. Bye!